Hey, so I need to talk about Manon from Cat's Eye because as a black woman, I am so disappointed. So disappointed. They lost all their black fans when they kicked her out the group. And yes, I said kicked her out the group because I think they kicked her out the group. I think they kicked her out of the group after they used her followers and they used her beauty to make the group popular. And then they said, you know what? A black woman, a black woman? They said, nah, we don't want a black woman here anymore. We hate black people. And then they kicked her out the group. That's what they did. And I feel so bad for my girl because they said, oh, they framed it as like, oh, she's going to hiatus. Like, why would the most controversial member go on a hiatus? And she's the most controversial member because she's black and because they hate black people. Because look at this. Like, if you saw Dream Academy, I did not see it, but I've seen enough clips of it to know like what happened with her in it and like what they did to her and how they frame. Okay, so the way that it was framed is that she was like lazy, which is a common stereotype for black women or black people in general, that they're lazy. Luckily, she didn't get the aggressive stereotype for speaking up for herself when she did that scene where they all sat in the circle and she was like, hey, like, I need to explain to you guys why I was acting the way I was acting and ask you guys, please stop talking about me behind my back and, like, can we just move forward from this? Which was really brave of her. And I see that because, like, I've done same things like that too, where I've spoken up for myself and said, hey, let's have a talk about this without, like, talking behind people's backs about this sort of thing because, like, what's the point of talking behind people's backs? You know what I mean? Like, let's just like have a conversation. Like, tell me to my face if you think there's something wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, so like that's the vibe. Um, and they it seems like things went better after that, but it's just what I'm trying to say is that during that show, she was already being like singled out. They flew her out from where she was from. They flew her out from Switzerland, right? I think she's from Switzerland. They flew her out from where she was from to put her in the group because they wanted her in that group. And obviously she was gonna make it in the group, but they wanted her in the group. So any other black, I don't know if there were other black girls. I think there was maybe one other black girl who auditioned, but any other black girl who auditioned was never gonna get in the group. Had to be her because she was pretty. She had the followers, right? She's pretty and she had the followers. So and they're like, ew, but she's black. Ugh. Well, we'll bite the bullet. That's basically what they're doing. We're like, we'll bite the bullet because, she's black. So we're like, ugh, like, ew, but we'll bite the bullet and let her in the group because we need her star power to make the group. You know what I mean? So that's what they did. Um, and like, they used her basically. They used her to make the group popular. And then after they were done with her, they say, you know what? We want this group to be full on Asians. Sorry, we want this group to be full on Asians and maybe one white girl, Latina girl, whatever. I say white because she's half white, but like, one Latina, like white girl, whatever. We want this group to be full on like Asian people. Like we don't want any black people at all because that's against our image. Or but like they have Laura in the group. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, like maybe they just hate black people. And it's not like how dark her skin is because she's light skinned. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not that she's like a dark skinned black woman. Like if she was dark skinned, like Laura, I would see her be treated much worse. But I think it's just because she's black. Like it's just because like, oh, if you're black, you have some sort of dark cloud over you and like people treat you differently and they already assume things about you because you're black. Like and me personally, like I can pass for being mixed, you know what I mean? Or like, I mean, I am like mixed, but like I'm not like I'm mostly black, right? So I can pass for being like I'm not like half and half, like I'm like mostly black, but I can pass for being like mixed or like half and half or something, right? Because of my my light skinnedness and like the way my eyes are shaped, like I'm part Chinese, so like I could pass it being like a part Asian girl. Like honestly, I'd be perfect for the group, the perfect for the group, because y'all got a Chinese and a black girl in there in one. I'm joking. But you know what I mean? Like I could like pass for being mixed. But then my siblings, they're much darker than me. And they don't look part Chinese like I do. So they pass for being they don't pass. in that sense. So I would assume in scenarios that where they'll put us against each other, they would be treated worse because they're darker than me. Also, they're black, but they're darker than me, you know what I mean? And then I would be treated slightly better because I'm light skinned and also because I passed for being a mixed girl when, in that sense. So I see like that sort of thing happening. And I've experienced that. But the thing is, even though I can pass as being a mixed girl and I'm light skinned, so I should be getting better treatment, I still get treated horribly, like by people, because I'm black. Like it's like that stain on you, that dark cloud, which is horrible to say, but that's just like how it comes across to you. It's like you have a stain or a dark cloud on you, right? And like that's the vibe. Like that's just how it comes across. So yeah, so that's like, and it's a horrible thing, but it's gonna follow her for the rest of her life because she's not gonna like, it has to follow her for the rest of her life because that's just like how it is. But um she, at least she has that going for her, that she's pretty and she has all these followers. She has that going for her. But like I just, it's just horrible. Like it makes me feel so sick to my stomach with what they did to her. I really don't like, it's like disgusting. Cause imagine working really hard. Like some people can argue, oh, she didn't work hard because they picked her and they're gonna put her in a group anyways. But she still worked hard to make a good show. And you see how she performs. She performs well and she seemed like she loved what she was doing. You know what I mean? And yet some people argue that, oh, like she didn't actually want to be in the group anyways. Like she wanted to like she would rather do solo stuff and they only like because she didn't go out of her way to be in the group. She literally rejected them when they asked her to come and then because she was like, oh, this is not legit, like I don't want to do this. And then after they begged her, she was like, okay, fine, I'll come and be in the group. You know what I mean? So it was like, so that explains part of her behavior at the beginning where she wasn't like, she was being perceived as like lazy and that she wasn't like practicing as much as the other girls and missing practice and whatever. Like it could be because she was sick as well, but other instances I believe was because she just was like, oh, like I don't have to work as hard as everyone else and like I'm not into it, not in it as much as everyone else because I'm already going to be in the group. However, where I was going with all of that is like, actually, where was I going with all of that? I think I was trying to say that like she changed. She became someone who really was dedicated to the group and really wanted to be in the group and loved the group and like she performed. She could perform. She could perform. It wasn't like that she was noticeably worse than the other girls. Like she could keep up. The gnarly video, she was great in the gnarly video. We didn't get to see in the Gabriella video, but I saw her do the choreography. She could do it. She could do the choreography. You know what I mean? And those earlier videos, like I only started getting to Cat's Eye after gnarly era. I didn't know about them before gnarly. The first video I saw of them was gnarly and people had all the backlash online and I listened to the video first and I was like, ew, this song sucks. And then I got into it. I got converted by listening to it more over and over again and I was like, actually, this kind of hits. And then it became one of my favorite songs of theirs. So I kind of like Pinky Up, the vibe of it, but it sucks. I like the dance. Like I would only watch, like I actually haven't watched the actual gnarly music video. I've only watched the dance practice um and listened to like this, like okay, I think I might have watched the music video once, I think, but then after that I watched it again. Sorry, this is not relevant. Um but yeah, so like that's just like the vibe with her. Having a black girl means everything to like us black girls who are like, oh my gosh, like if like us black girls want to do something like how she's doing or stuff like that. And also, she would have been getting paid a hella bucks. Like, you're telling me that she would want to throw away the hella bucks she's getting? Like, yeah, like maybe she like wanted to rest or something and they were overworking them. That could be the reason why. Some people have theories that it's about the other girls too in the group, like they were not treating her right. And I don't know, like I like to think that girl code still exists and like girls wouldn't be like that towards another member. I would like to think that they're still friends and like it's not that big of a deal, but like when I think about it more, I think that maybe it is sort of like the other girls treating her not right. But Manon is older than other girls. Manon and Sophia, they're older. right? And the way I see Sophia, I don't see her as like a mean girl, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't see her as a mean girl. I see her as someone who like would talk. Like if she's like the clips I've seen of her, like she was speaking up when she felt like things weren't going right. She was like, oh, like this is not like no, like I don't like this, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Because she was older, and like when you're older, your brain is more developed. Like they're not 25 yet, but like I'm not saying your brain develops 25. That's like a known myth, but that's like the average age, and that I'm just gonna use that age for like clarity. So they're not 25 yet, but they're getting there, right? Like they're in their 20s. And the other girls started off when they were like teenagers. When you're a teenager, the way you act and the way you perceive things is so much different than when you've been through college or when you're like at college age. Especially when you've been through college, because you learn about critical thinking skills and you learn how to interact with people, especially if you go to college where you have a lot of international students. You learn how, well, hopefully you learn how to interact with people who are not like you, that are different than you know what I mean? So, you know, that's the vibe. Um, and I also was thinking like maybe those other girls were like acting more mean girlish because they were more that age, and that's like how they're acting, you know what I mean? Like because that's how they see the world. And then maybe when they mature and they get a little bit older and they actually develop, they'll realize like, oh, like that was mean, like I should have been mean to her. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe they won't realize, you know, I don't know. But yeah, like I think that's the vibe. Like I think girls just like, 'cause especially Yoon like she's like young. She was young. How old? She was like 16 when she they started. And then Megan's like a year older than her. So Megan, I think when they started was probably 17 or 18. And then I think what's her name? Daniela was around 18, 19. And then Laura was like 17 when they started, I think. So yeah, she was young. Like they were all young. That's young. Like I remember the decisions I was making when I was 17, 18 were not smart decisions. Like to compare to the decisions I make now as a 23-year-old, bro, like I feel like my brain hasn't fully developed already. I feel like it's developed now because those decisions that I make now as a 23-year-old are much better than the decisions that, I mean, also medicated, but like much better than the decisions I made as uh like an 18, 17-year-old. Even 19-year-old, like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, even 20-year-old, even 21-year-old, even 22-year-old. But I'm just saying, comparatively, when I was an 18, 19-year-old, I was like a baby. I was a baby. I saw myself as a baby. Like, as a 23-year-old, probably wouldn't be friends with like 18, 19-year-old because I'd be like, ew, like, you're a child. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I just wanted to say something about it. I wanted to speak on it because I felt compelled to speak on it. Because of like the stuff that I have been seeing online, and there's like no talk about whether or not she's gonna be in the group again or not. So definitely think that she won't be in the group anymore. I think they're gonna quietly fade or phase her out. And I think it's evil. I think it's horrible. I think it's disgusting. I think it's just like nasty of them to do that after they used her to be in to like make the group popular. And I feel like it's a terrible decision on their part because like she made the group popular. Most people have her as their bias. Most people are not going to be happy with the way the group is going. You know what I mean? And most people are gonna be like, ew, like I lost my favorite member, so why would I watch anyone else? Or they might be hoping for some people to still be invested, to think that she's coming back and still watch things, and then be like, oh, I like this other member more, you know what I mean? And then end up like liking the other member more. And they probably think that since they already have Laura to represent dark skinned girls, sorry, I don't know why I did dark skinned girl quote, but like to represent dark skinned girls, they probably think like, oh, Laura's enough. And also she has a good voice. But like it wasn't like no wasn't talented. She was talented. Like she can sing. Like I can't sing. I can't sing, and I consider her to be able to sing with the singing she was doing. Like yeah, she can sing. She can't sing amazingly, but like Laura. But like most people can't. But she can sing. Like I've seen her. I've heard her sing, like right, like I've heard her sing and she can sing, and then she can also dance because she's been able to do the dance with everyone else, right? We don't know how she was doing practice, but when she went on stage she was performing. She was doing her due diligence to make the group to make the performances stellar. She could dance, and she's also had the look factor. So any of the ads they did, gorgeous, beautiful, sexy. Like her, I was watching her. I wasn't watching any of the other girls. Also, they were like children. Like I'm not gonna be watching these children, but like I wasn't watching any of the other girls. I was watching her because she's so pretty. She's so pretty. So I was watching her in those ads and stuff, and I would replay things just to see her because she was so gorgeous. Like that Gap ad. Ooh, my favorite ad. My favorite ad. Watching her, love that from her. Like, you know what I mean? Almost bought that Cat's Eye hoodie. Unfortunately, it was sold out by the time I went to get it when I was in New York City, but I almost bought it because of Manon. That's it. So they're gonna sell less things now because Manon is gone, like slightly less, but for them, the numbers might not mean that much because they're like, oh, are above this threshold that we wanted to hit anyways. And also, they making a new girl group? They're making a new one called I forgot what they're called. I forgot what they're called, but second best. Sorry, this is just what came to my head. Yeah, so they're making another girl group, so they're probably gonna. Well, they know that one's not gonna be as popular as the main one because like those girls don't have it. Like I saw one of their performances online and it was ugly. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the girls are ugly. It was just the performance was nasty. Like it wasn't good. But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much what I wanted to say, and see you guys later.